So I was writing this little thing earlier. There's not much here. We have the URL, and then here we can just grab the Pokemon, put an ID number. Okay, and then yeah, this should be in a function. So we define the URL, put it here, and then the way you make a fetch call is just write fetch, but parentheses, you put the URL in there. If you want to make it dynamic, you can always put an argument to the function. So let's say you want to do what do you want to do? Yeah, let's say you want to make it dynamic. You could just and then let's say you're working with a URL that takes different endpoints. You could do like let's say a number. You can specifically choose what Pokemon we want using the number, or anything in this case. I kind of don't like this API. This is really annoying to work with. It's not the easiest API. So yeah, you can always give it a argument and then just put a in here, not 6. Put the number, and then you pass in the argument. So that way, if you want to call it, you can always pass in a number saying you want Pokemon number 10, Pokemon number 100, whatever. You just do that, and yeah. So today we did a randomizer. So then we can create a function where it just creates random. Random. All it does is it's a function. When you call it, so the way we did in class, sort of like a min-max type of thing. You don't need a min, let's do a max for now, keep it simple. Click max, let's do a return. Let's one line this whole thing. Remember to get a random number, just do a math.floor. Math.floor rounds down, and then do a math.random. You get a number between 0 to 1. When you do that, you get a number between 0 to 1. 1 is not included, so we multiply by whatever number we want. Let's say we want 100. So for, let's say it's an array of 100 items. We do math.random times 100. You can get 100 items. The only problem with that is, not problem, but the only thing with this is that you get a number between 0 to 99. You'll never get 100. So the problem with our Pokemon thing is that it starts from 1, ends at 809 or 808. So then that's why we have to add a +1 here to fix the issue. So now it's, the numbers we can get is from 1 to 100 in this case. So we put the max number. The reason we put the argument is now it's dynamic. So you can put like the length of the array, and then it'll automatically give you something from there randomly. Okay, we put the number, num here, num. So this just makes a simple fetch call. Remember, fetch is simple. You don't have to use Axios. You can do everything with fetch. Yes, you do need 2 of these .thens. With the Axios, the only thing you don't need is this part. With the Axios, you just move that, and then you have one .then. So with fetch, you just have one more thing, which is basically .json and then parentheses. Fetch isn't hard. Fetch is native, built into JavaScript. So you don't have to do you don't have to put the link tag here. So if you like fetch, just use it. It's simple, easy. 2 .thens. It's really not confusing. The first one where you just change the data, you parse it. It comes in as a JSON string, so then you have to do .json. That way you can use it as a regular object in JavaScript now. And then you do another .then, which basically returns this. And now you have access to it. Remember, you can put the variables as anything you want. It's just a name. And we put that, create a little simple callback function, just arrow functions. And then now after we get that, we have data. We can do whatever you want with it. So in this case, just comment this out real quick. Console.log, console.log.y, and then see what that looks like. 4 number. So we kind of didn't call it. So let's put a number here. Let's do a const, and then our number. Number is equal to, let's use our random function. So we're gonna call it random, and then which takes in a number of max. So you don't want 100 here, you want max. That way you can be dynamic. So we have a maximum Pokemons of I think 808 or 809. We do 808. We get this function will run. It'll give you a random number, and then now you can put it into this. So just pass in the number. Pokemon data. So what do we expect? We expect the console log of whatever data we get. So let's see what happens. Cool, we get this. We get the array, we get Pokemon number something. ID number 18, so let's do another refresh. ID number 782, so yes, we are getting random ID numbers, as you can see. So that means our random function is working, and this Pokemon data is working. The only problem with this could be is that, the problem, when does async await come in? It's because when you make an API call, that fetch, it takes time for the data to get it to come in. So JavaScript, it just goes boom, 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 top down. So the problem with just making regular API calls is that, so let's just do this. Data is equal to y dot, this is the y. Yeah, this is the y, and then we'll let data is equal to nothing. Console log data. So now what we do is, when the DOM content loads, we're getting a random number, and then we call the function. So when that function runs, as soon as our data is ready, we put that object into our data thing, and then we console log y, so let's see what happens. So you see how this is blank, data. You see how our data is blank, but then in here, it shows that we have something, right? We console log, we have y. So what happens is when you make a promise, when this is done, this will run, but this actually never gets ran, because what JavaScript does is it runs this whole thing. It goes top down, right? So then it'll make this call, so now this call is happening. It's going to take time for it to come back. So, but it's not, JavaScript is not going to wait yet, so it's not going to wait. it's going to do this console log data. So you think that data has been changed, and you're putting whatever data we got from the fetch call into data, and then we console log it. But as you can see, that's not the case. We have nothing here. Data is just this. It's just blank right now because this actually never happened. So whatever's inside here, it's never happened, or hasn't happened yet. JavaScript has already ran, but this has not ran yet. So the way we fix that issue, that's when async await comes in. Async await is very simple. Don't make it complicated. If you're not sure, if you're getting random stuff like this into console logging and you're not getting it, just throw in async await. Async await, you can put it in front of functions. It only goes in front of functions. So let's do asy and c async, and then after that you can put as much awaits as you want. Await, it goes in front of function, so await goes inside of the body. You can put it in a fetch. You can put it in before Axios Fetch, whatever. So now let's see what happens. Sync await. Okay, so sync. So what happens is our DOM content loaded, it runs. Technically it's working, but our console log has it doesn't wait on it because we haven't told it to wait yet. So let's do await. So now we see it. So without the sync await, our thing doesn't wait for us. So what happens is that this thing runs, cool. This is like right away, boom boom, it returns something. There's no API calls. Pokemon, you make this thing, it makes the API call. We haven't gotten the data back yet, so our data actually never gets changed. This hasn't ran yet, so while this is happening, JavaScript is going to move on to the next task, which is console log data, and that's why we're getting nothing in our data. So simple fix, async await, async and await. As we saw earlier, so as soon as we put async await, what this does is it tells JavaScript, okay, as soon as you hit this thing, wait. Basically wait for this to finish. So it's going to wait for this whole thing to finish. As soon as that's finished, then we move on to console log here. So this will wait. This will wait here. So you can put as much awaits as you want. You can do this as much as you want, pretty much. You can have another function, and then you can wait. So you can do as much as you want. Another thing you do is you could put it into another data. So let's just do data 2 is equal to wait. This is perfectly fine. Let's define it here. Data 2, console log, data 2. Data 2, so this is data. No, this is data 2. Yeah. Oh no, first we'll call that, and then we'll do a data 2 here. And then we'll do a Pokemon, how do I spell this? Pokemon data. We're going to pass in the same number, so we expect the same object. Poke data is equal to Pokemon data number 2, so it makes the call. Technically doesn't return anything. So one way to fix that is just do a let response is equal to nothing at this point. So since you have a sync await, it's going to wait here. It's going to wait for this whole thing. And then at the end, we could just do return this. Return response. We could return response, and then we could throw in response is equal to y. And same thing as we did here, we're changing the data, the global object. But in this case, we're putting a response, which is just a local object, a local variable. It's getting scope, but we're returning the local, the local variable response. So every time we make this function call, it actually returns this response. So this does two things. First, it changes the global, and it could also return something. So now with the sync await, this will work, and it will return something. So technically, without the sync await, it'll never return anything. You'll see like pending, or you won't see anything. So now since we have a sync await, we can do a return response, and then now we're passing that. Once we make the call, it's going to wait. It's literally going to wait here, or it should. If it doesn't, then we have to throw in another wait here. But let's see what happens. So data 2, as you can see, it's a promise pending, so I was wrong. And it's okay to be wrong, because this is just one word. You throw in one word, or 2 words if you didn't put this, and you can fix this issue right away. So technically, our promise is still pending, meaning it never finished. So our JavaScript was too quick. It didn't stop here. It stopped here, but didn't stop here. So all we do is simply throw a wait in there, and then now we have our data and our data 2 object. So just because of one word, our whole program would not run, and you'll go insane. You're like, what the hell? Why isn't this not working? Everything looks right. Everything's good, and your code probably is right. Everything's good, but just because of this one word await, you'll have issues. So throw in this await, and we fix that issue with the promise. Every time you see a promise pending, just throw in awaits. You can throw as many of these async awaits as you want. You can throw it in every time. You can throw it in function calls. So whenever you're doing a function call, you throw in await, and you're good. Let's see. Yeah, you can throw in here as well. You can throw in there. You can throw anywhere pretty much in a function call. Axios. Let's do Axios real quick. Axios. GitHub. Let's go to stupid GitHub. All we want is a CDN. Copy that shit. I think Axios you have to put it before the script tag. It says it somewhere here. I forgot where it says it, but yeah, I think you have to put it before your regular JavaScript tag. So let's do the same thing with Axios now. Let's make another function. You don't have to make a function, we can just copy this, pretty much, but let's just make it one. Axios call is equal to something anonymous thing. Let's try it without the sync first. Let's do a response. Here. Response equals nothing. You don't have to do that, you can just do this too, same thing. And then at the end we're going to return it. So we're gonna make it like a regular function. Response. Spell right. Response. Alright. Cool. Let's do a, what are we doing? Axios. OS. What the hell? Axios.get, right? I think I spelled it right. And then we pass in a URL. We'll just pass in this. So URL number. Let's do the same thing. We're passing a number. We're gonna make an Axios call here. We'll do the same thing. We'll do a Axios. AXIOS. Number. Data 2, let data 3 is equal to XX, so 1x. Data 4 is equal to y. So we can throw in console logs here. Data 3, data 4, and then we throw in 3, 4. So simple way, so we're going to do these Axios numbers, and then we'll do another one. Data 3 is equal to Axios call. Axios call. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the first one. So Axios get URL, what do you need? You need that done. And remember, like I said, the only thing you don't need is this part. Literally, you just don't need this part with Axios, because it does it for you when you get it. So do X, throw in a thing, and then we'll change the data. We'll change data 3 here, or whatever we get. The data 3 is equal to X. And then what else? Response Y. Oh yeah, that's our local thing. So the response is equal to X here. So now we have response here. We should have it. Let's see, Axios call. Let's just run it, see what happens. Let's just take these two out. Let's see, data 3, what is this? Cancel mode. Alright, data 4 is equal to y, data 3 is undefined. So what happened to data 3? So undefined, let's do a wait. And then let's throw in no wait. A wait. What is it, a sync? So we have a sync. What it did was it waited. So it did not just go top down. So it waited. Remember how we didn't see anything earlier? Okay, so it'll still work. Okay, we have that. Alright. So now it's undefined, okay. Maybe a little bit of lag. So you throw a sync and then you throw in a wait. Simple as that. You just throw it in. Don't worry about what it does, just throw it in. You get this promise pending. Cool. Data 3 promise pending. This hasn't finished. That's why this JavaScript just runs and does this own little thing. Return response. So response is still y. Data 4 is still y. So the response has not returned any response. Or maybe I didn't change it yet. Let's see. Data 4. Is that right? So data 3. Okay, yeah. So data 3 is still x in our data wise promise. So in here we said data 3 is equal to x, but this nothing happened. Data 4. Alright, async await. I think this should have changed, but let's see. So let's throw in async await, see what happens. Let's throw in 1. So now data 3 has objects, so it didn't just go boom, boom, boom. So now we waited for this to finish. So meaning we waited for this whole thing to finish, and now data 3 actually runs. This actually gets set. Whatever object we get back, it actually gets set to data 3. Now data 3 is there. But data 4 is still promise pending. So if you see promise pending, just know you got to throw in a sync await. So data 4 it never got set. It's still pending. Throw in a freaking await. Invalid left hand side. So what did I do? Oh, I put in the wrong side. Okay. So yeah, now we have the same. So now we have responses. There we go. That's pretty much it. Async await, mad quick. 2 words. Async await. If you don't see anything, you just if it's pending, you know you got to throw in async await. The reason you get that is because JavaScript has made the call, but the rest of the file it'll move on to the next thing. It's not gonna wait for you. So then that's why you got to throw in async await. So remember, you could change the global variable. You could set a global variable like I did here and change it, or you could set a local variable and return it. Either way, it's fine. Whatever you choose. Remember, if you do a local variable set, you can just call it and it'll set the local variable. If you want to set, return, if you want to set a global variable and then do it, you can just make this function call without putting this little part. But if you want to return it something every time you make the call, then you basically create a little thing and then return it. I think you can put a return here. I'm not sure. Return X. I'm not sure about that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think this one works like that. So yeah, I think you have to set the return outside of it. So yeah, just to play it safe, just put a local thing here, return at the end, and then make your little calls. And just make sure to set whatever data you get to that little local variable and return it. Now you can work with it. You can do dot whatever. Dot data is usually the main thing. You get all the datas. And remember, object, you do a dot. With array, just do a bracket, get the number. Every step of the way, just do one at a time. I go to data, I console log this whole thing out. And then in my console log, I put another thing. So abilities, just do dot abilities. Index number, 0. Just go 1 by 1. And then you'll know exactly where where you are. So yeah, that's an Axios call. And that's a fetch call. They're both the same. It's literally they're both the same thing here. I didn't change much. This is just a little bit of dot manipulation. Just change that and see what happens. So we just changed the H1 tag here. Real quick, the way I did that was I basically held the data we got. I went to abilities, the first index, ability, name. So first abilities, first index, abilities, and then we got the name of the Pokemon. We put that in a local variable. Now it's just a string with that name. And then we target the H1 tag, Pokemon. The index number Pokemon 1, and then get the tag, and then we set the inner text, a little quick one. And yeah. So yeah, just throw in a sync, wait, and then you guys will have a much easier time. You won't see a lot of those pending bullshit. One issue is that in the browser sometimes you'll see the console, if you console log, you'll see the data. You won't actually see pending. So I've had that issue where I was struggling for like a couple hours, and like why it shows it, but it's nothing changing here. It's like undefined, nothing changing. The problem is that the browser Chrome will just show you the thing. Like it'll wait for everything to load and then show it. But then when you do a dot manipulation, it just won't change. So yeah, that's one thing you gotta watch out for. So Axios Fetch done. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll do another video. Maybe put in the code and then I'll do a quick one too. And yeah.